The Apostle Paul wrote long ago, "All the things that were written beforehand were written for our instruction." Jehovah God knows how much we need faith, so he provides us with his word, the Bible. Its pages are rich with true stories about men and women, young and old, from all walks of life, who lived lives of faith and who have much to teach us in these faithless times. In this video dramatization, we have made an effort to make the Bible's pages come to life in a virtual setting. Therefore, we urge you to use your imagination, get your senses involved, try to feel what these Bible characters felt, see what they saw, and with prayer and meditation, imitate their faith. Although he died, he still speaks. Abel never uttered a single word that is recorded in the Bible. So how can he speak to us? It is through his faith. Abel was the first human to ever develop that sterling quality. In creation, Abel found a solid basis for faith in a loving Creator. All his life, Abel could see that the cherubs were faithful and obedient servants of Jehovah. Surely, that angelic example strengthened his faith, and this moved him to offer up the very best of what he had to Jehovah. Noah walked with the true God. Noah obeyed his God so closely and loved him so dearly that it was as if he and Jehovah walked together as friends. Noah faced a gigantic task, but did not back off from the assignment, complain about its challenges, or alter the details to make it easier on himself. By walking with Jehovah, obeying his God in all things, Noah showed that survival was possible. His faith kept him and his family safe. Abraham rejected idolatry and stood out as different in Ur, perhaps even in his immediate family. He married Sarah, a woman who was exceptional not only for her beauty, but also for her great faith in Jehovah. Because of her faith, Sarah was willing to live a comfortable life in the prosperous city of Ur and support her husband when God told Abraham to leave Ur and go to the land of Canaan. Her faith was well rewarded. Abraham's great faith also moved him to obey Jehovah, even when he didn't understand why Jehovah had asked him to do it. Thus, the Apostle Paul was later inspired to call him the father of all those having faith. The Bible calls Miriam a prophetess. When the people were safely across and the sea came crashing down on Pharaoh and his army, Miriam saw that Jehovah was stronger than the mightiest army in the world. She was then inspired to lead Israel's women in a song of victory at the Red Sea. Miriam's faith also helped her to remain humble when Jehovah disciplined her. The correction hurt, but it saved her too. Because she accepted the discipline in good faith, she was restored to God's favor. Ruth was venturing into the unknown, leaving behind her homeland and all its customs. As she faced Naomi on that lonely road, her heart was sure and clear on why. Ruth's words to Naomi are remarkable, so much so that they have long outlived her, echoing down to this day. Your people will be my people, and your God my God. Out of love for Naomi and Jehovah, Ruth willingly uprooted her life. She was hardworking, devoted, and loyal, even in the face of adversity. The Bible reveals two big problems in Hannah's life. She had little control over the first, and not at all over the second. In the face of unkind treatment at home, along with the grief of barrenness, Hannah poured her heart out to Jehovah. She set an example for all of God's servants when it comes to prayer. In time, Jehovah answered Hannah, and she proved to be a real blessing to her son Samuel. The Bible praises Abigail for her discretion as well as for her beauty. She poured out her heart at length, making a powerful plea for mercy on behalf of her husband and her household. She expressed her trust in David as Jehovah's representative, recognizing that he was fighting the wars of Jehovah. Abigail then courageously told Nabal what she had done to save his life. Elijah stood for pure worship. Elijah saw Baal worship as ridiculous fakery, and he wanted God's people to see it for the fraud that it was. After receiving wicked Queen Jezebel's threat on his life, Elijah's strength gave out. Then Jehovah sent an angel to him and gave him a simple meal. It didn't make all his problems go away, but it sustained him miraculously. Esther had a simple life when she was just a girl. But her life changed in an instant when she was chosen to be the Persian queen. Esther knew that humility and wisdom were far more important than physical appearance. She even risked her life as she used her influence to prevent the genocide of her own people, God's people. With strong faith, and with the help of her older cousin Mordecai, Esther revealed the prime minister's evil scheme to her husband, the king. Mary might have planned for a simple life, working supportively as the wife of Joseph, the carpenter, raising a family together with him. Suddenly, though, she found herself faced with this visitor who brought her an assignment from her God, a responsibility that would change her life forever. Mary's strong faith enabled her to submit to God's will and face the challenges that lay ahead. Sometimes, Jehovah asks us to do what may seem difficult, even impossible in our eyes. However, in His Word, He gives us ample reasons to trust Him, to place ourselves in His hands, as Mary did. Peter was a hard-working fisherman who had just endured a discouraging night's work. Yet now, Peter was about to be overwhelmed with astonishment. He will have seen Christ's power in action. From that moment onward, Peter put faith in Jesus and in the one who sent him. One windy night on the Sea of Galilee, Peter had the experience of walking on the surface of the very sea itself. However, fear rose in his heart, and he, along with his faith, sank. Jesus caught him by the hand and pulled him up. Then he drove home this important lesson to Peter. You with little faith, why did you give way to doubt? Martha was a busy, industrious soul, but also a woman of remarkable faith. She always put her faith in action by giving of herself. The special occasion of Jesus' visit was no exception. Though she was anxious and disturbed about many things, she humbly accepted correction. Martha also found solace in her faith and in the knowledge that there is a future resurrection. Even when grieving, Martha let Jesus guide her to focus on faith-strengthening subjects. Martha's faith in Jesus was surely rewarded upon seeing her brother live again. The poor widow's example can help us to maintain a positive viewpoint, even if we cannot do everything that we would like to. Think about her circumstances. First of all, she had to endure the pain of losing her husband, and she was so poor that the best contribution she could give to the temple was the same as what a worker could earn in just a few minutes. Yet, she still gave what she had in order to support true worship. At this, Jesus said that she gave more than all the rich people gave at the temple. Was our faith not strengthened by these outstanding Bible examples? Remember, these aren't just stories. These are real people who experienced real events. People with feelings and emotions just like us. Therefore, let us keep imitating their trust in Jehovah, their courage to do His will and protect His people, their loyalty, their humility, their hope in the future resurrection, and most of all, their strong faith.